What if I told you that if you watch to the very end of this video, that you will have all of the information that you could possibly need to see the best of this little country called Italy. Pretty sure you've heard of it. And you could do all of that in just 1 week. Whoa, something like that? Listen, we're Chris and Danica Travel. We go to all sorts of crazy places around the world and make all sorts of different videos to give you the information that you need to feel confident about booking your next vacation destination. This is the best of the best. We're gonna do it in Italy, and the episode starts now.
You're simply the best. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best, the best, the best of the world.
All right, best of the best of Italy. Yeah, it's possible. Full disclosure, the way I did it was a bit different than the way we're going to, but we're still gonna stay at the same places or areas, eat the same food, do the same stuff, see the same sights. And if you watch to the very end of the video, we're gonna let you know how much the whole thing costs. So here's how it's all gonna break down. We fly into Fiumicino, the airport just outside of Rome, catch a quick 30-minute train into the city, roam for about 2.5 days, another train up to Venice, day and a half to 2 days there. The last train takes us to the most exciting city in this amazing country. It's Milan. We got a few days there before fly out to wherever you're from or wherever you're going. It's gonna be exciting. Let's take a look. Dreamed of this for 20 years. It's officially official, actually in Italy. First pro tip when it comes to booking your flight, make sure it is to the Fiumicino airport, not Ciampino. Fiumicino's got that direct train into Roma Termini. That's the main train station, which is right in the heart of the city and a quick walk to where we're gonna be going. So you wanna make sure to book to that airport.
We are now approaching Roma Termini, final stop of the train.
So hop off that train. Let's get into this little neighborhood right around here. This is where you're gonna wanna book your hotel. It's very central to everything we're gonna do in the city. I'll show you guys also at the end of the video how we book and how we fly and how we take the train, especially in Europe. What websites are great for that, how to book on them. So without further ado, this is the best of the best. So let's go over on to the Colosseum. Here it is, this beautiful, almost 2,000-year-old structure that used to hold, obviously, as we know from certain movies and other histories, crazy gladiator fights, chariot races, all sorts of brutality. So just walking around this place and being that close to what used to happen in this spot way back when, it's pretty crazy. It's a bit mind-blowing. Depends on the access you get and the ticket you buy. There's the upstairs, the main floor, and then there's an underground tour. There's a museum which has all sorts of different artifacts and antiquities that are on display. So just being around this place is a lot of fun too. Coffee shops across the street. I grabbed a bit there, just did some people watching, hung out, and simply put, this is the best of the best. Right, now that we've seen the best of the best, let's head on to the best of the rest. Starting out with a couple restaurants, you're gonna need to get your porchetta. The porchetta sandwiches here, super affordable, delicious, off the charts. It's something you gotta do in Rome. They're famous for it, but not as famous as their carbonara. The greatest I've ever had. I like to refer to myself as King Carbonara. So I get it. Also different places. This one blew my mind. An absolute must do. All right, during this trip, obviously we're there for a few days, so there's lots of other things to see. 3 of the best of the rest that need a mention. Number 1 is the Altre della Pace, aka the Victoriano. This monument is epic. If I had to say that there was one place, I guess, that's the center of Rome, it would be here. Free entry. Check out the amazing views from the rooftop. There's a little cafe up there you can grab a snack. They let you inside. Can't beat the price, can't beat the experience. Number 2 on the list, and the rest of the best, is the Trevi Fountain. You've heard of it, maybe the most famous fountain in the world. It's a zoo when you get there though. Just expect there to be a lot of people. Clutch the pearls. They do have pickpockets, that's what I've heard. There is a good police presence there. I've noticed multiple police cars and security around at all times. So I'm sure it's not as bad as people say. Absolutely worth doing. And the last thing on the list, again with the crowds, but Rome's a very popular place. No doubt, and there's reasons why, and you'll see them all if you go. But the Spanish Steps, again, incredible place to hang out, the people watching, get up to the top, and the views from there are breathtaking. You're gonna want a deeper dive, get more details and locations of these places. We do all sorts of different videos on the channel, walking tours, so you can get that ground level, authentic feel and view of these areas that we mentioned in the video. And you'll see all sorts of different types of videos that we have later on when we hit up Venice and Milan. Okay, now it's time for the next leg of our trip to get the best of Italy. We're heading to the most unique city, I think, in Italy and maybe in the world. Let's go to Venice. Another pro tip, similar to flying into the Fiumicino instead of Ciampino airports in Rome, you need to book your train ticket to Venezia Santa Lucia. It'll say Venezia S.L. There's another train station that's in Venice, but it's off the island. This one's gonna take us right onto the island, so we'll be right in the heart of all the things that we want to do. This amazing city greets you immediately. Right when you walk out of the train station, bang, there's the Grand Canal right in front of your face. Some incredible bridges. We're gonna walk down to the best of the places that I stayed during my time in Italy. It's called the Boutique Hotel Arcadia. Here it is. On the map, you see it circled. Just stay close to this area. The island is not that big at all, so getting around is not gonna take you a long time. You can take the vaporettos, which are, I believe, the water taxis and gondolas, of course. And then everywhere else you gotta walk because there are no motorized vehicles on the island. Again, why it's the best of the best, super unique, fun experience. Okay, now that we've dropped everything off, we're out of the Hotel Arcadia, we're heading down to the best of the best that Venice has to offer, and it is the Rialto Bridge. Here it is, in all its glory, one of the most famous bridges in the world, the Rialto. Spans the Grand Canal. You get some incredible views when you can climb up this thing. Check it from each side. Going straight down the middle, there are shops on each side of the walls. So, not a ton of great stuff there for you to buy. It's usually just little tourist trap type of thing, but either way, cool experience. Haven't seen too many bridges like that, have ya? Another great way to experience it is at some of the restaurants that line the Grand Canal. Great place to get a drink or two. The experience I had eating at one of the restaurants, not the best. Again, kind of more of tourist trap. Got some great places to eat, show you later on at the end of Venice. Yeah, and great way to also experience the Rialto is by taking a gondola ride or those vaporettos, water taxis like I told you about earlier. That's definitely something that we talk about in other videos. When you go to Venice, you want to experience it from the water, obviously, and taking the views of the Rialto from that angle are fantastic. And it's also amazing to get a bit of history with these best of the best places that we go. It's not just a pretty bridge. 300, 400 years ago, it was built to attach the main economic center, which was the Rialto Market, to the rest of the island as it was at that time. So it was an integral part of growing the economy and the city of Venice. A little bit of history there for you. Makes it a little more special when you know a bit of why it exists and why it's so popular. Okay, now that we've covered our second best of the best location in Italy, we're gonna hit the best of the rest. Gotta find great places to have food. Cicchetti is one of the most popular dishes in Venice. Check it out for sure. Incredible. Il Refolo is this cute little restaurant that just tucked in this little corner. Got this 700-year-old church behind you, a couple bridges and a canal that go right in front. Great place to get a snack. Another can't miss place to get some snacks. It's called Nino and Friends. Costco, eat your heart out. They hammer you with the customer service, all sorts of free samples. It's a fantastic place. If you're gonna maybe have a picnic or do your own thing, they've got all sorts of preservatives, meats, chocolates, everything you could possibly need. Quality super high. Got a few things, did that myself. And lastly, gotta have a place to go for dinner. Want that off the beaten path? It's right close to the Hotel Arcadia. It's called Due Fratelli. The guys there were incredible, service off the charts, and of course, I had the carbonara again. Not as good as it was in Rome, but still very good. The filet that I had there was with a green peppercorn sauce. Que bella. So, starting off the best of the rest, St. Mark's Square. the Campanile or the tower. Go up to the top, get an incredible view from there. It's only a few euros. St. Mark's Basilica itself, off the charts. They let you onto the terrace there as well. We'll see more of that terrace type of stuff coming up in Milan. Great views. You can spend basically a whole day down here. The Doge's Palace, which has all sorts of history and art attached to it. It's a can't miss, and it's a must do if you come to the city. And lastly, best of the rest, you've got the Labria Acqua Alta. This place floods, apparently, so that's why they have a bunch of books in boats. Out the back, you can take a nice little photo op in their gondola. They also have a staircase made of books. If you're not into reading, I'm not. If you're not even there to get a book, you can donate a few bucks. You should do that, but it's just a cool place. Coolest bookstore I've ever been to, that's for sure. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, we do have all sorts of different types of videos that we do for every different city that we travel to. A great one that'll help you with getting all the ins and outs of Venice and knowing all the things you need to know is our Venice in a Day video. This is gonna show you how to get around quickly and exactly how much money you'll spend at every single place that you'll go. That's where all the information's at. I know we're doing it kind of quick and dirty on this best of the best trip, but don't worry, we have tons of other informational videos that are gonna get you what you need. And as I was just saying, that Venice in a Day video being helpful with getting around quickly and how much everything's gonna cost, Venice is the smallest, let's say, geographical area that we're gonna try to cover on this trip. That's why we're spending a little less time there, day and a half. But there it is. Arrivederci to Venice. We're heading back on the train from Venezia Santa Lucia, heading into Milano Centrale. And like I said, the most exciting city in all of Italy, Milan. Okay, now that we've arrived, take some time to appreciate this incredible train station. I don't know, I'm a bit of a nerd for awesome train stations. The one in Zurich was beautiful when I was over there, and Milano Centrale was way up there. It's a zoo, it's a very busy place, and I thought that first area was it. Man, this, again, another incredible train station. Wow, 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 wow. So take your time to check that place out, and then as you see on the map here, we're gonna head around to this neighborhood. That's where we're gonna stay to be centrally located to do all of the awesome that Milan has to offer. Let's start it with the best of the best and head down to the Duomo Piazza. Take the opportunity to look around. When you're in Milan, you're gonna spend a ton of time in this area. It is beautiful. This piazza is just fantastic. And there it is, the Duomo. Let's head on in. You're gonna walk up a bunch of stairs, so get used to that. If you can't handle a bunch of stairs or you don't want to, there are lift options in your ticket purchases. If it floats your boat, you walk around the terrace, onto the rooftop. Incredible panoramic views of the city. Take it all in. Once you've got that covered, yes, and don't forget, before you go down into the basilica itself, there are all sorts of different statues and sculptures that are all around the outside of this amazing building. So take your time to check that out and appreciate the detail that went into creating them. My experience when I was heading down the stairs, I wasn't sure what I was walking into, but the second you come out of this tiny narrow little stairway, and bam, you're inside the cathedral. It is epic on a level that just doesn't seem possible. And you get the idea after looking around for a while, like, yeah, that's why it took 600 years to build this place. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. It looks so much bigger from the inside than the outside. You need a lot of time to really appreciate this spot, and that's why we're spending a little bit more in Milan. The massive columns, it's just off the charts. So again, like I've said before, in other cities, if you don't do the best of the best, and the Duomo is the best of the best when it comes to Milan, well, then you're doing it wrong. That's just all there is to it. There it is, our final third thing, best of the best of Italy. But hey, stick around, we got lots more to know about this amazing city. Starting off with great places to eat. Cova Cafe is right on Rue Montenapoleone. It's basically the center of the fashion district in Milan, which is one of the top fashion cities in the entire world. So go there, get your traditional Italian breakfast, a cappuccino and a pastry, and then just do some window shopping. If you got the money to buy there, good for you. This is definitely the spot to do it. Next on the list, Luini, Panzerotti Palace Premier. Some people call it a deep fried pizza. They call it a Panzerotti. Off the charts. It's an absolute must do, and it's 2 seconds from the Duomo. Next place, and I can't believe I haven't mentioned it yet in this video. Do this in every city in Italy, obviously, but get some gelato. Tre Gazelle, again, just on the other side of the Duomo from Luini. Fantastic place to get it there. Blew my mind. Watch our vlogs, you'll see the reaction I had. It was fantastic. Life altering. Lastly, great place to get dinner, a place called Mota. It's right in the Duomo Piazza, so fantastic. People watching. What I got there was their most traditional dish. You could say it's the risotto milanese. Go to Milan, that's what you gotta try. The risotto milanese. Best of the rest, other great places to see when you're in Milan is the Castello Sforzesca. Short walk from the Duomo Piazza. This castle turned fortress, now turned museum, is a must-see. Incredible history here. The museum inside has all sorts of crazy awesome displays. Featured is the last work. It's a sculpture by Michelangelo, so definitely check that out. Next on the best of the rest is the arcade. It's the greatest shopping mall in the world. I don't know. I can't believe there's something better than this. All the high-end fashion places are here. Again, it's a window shop for me, but Milan being the fashion capital of Italy and perhaps the world, it's just a fantastic place to come. Have an aperitivo spritz, one of their famous drinks, at one of the cafes inside. People watching, some of the best you're ever gonna find. This is attached to the Duomo Piazza, by the way. Unfortunately, it's sad to say it's our last entry. Best of the rest for this trip is check out the Vertical Gardens. An incredible architectural and engineering marvel of sustainability. There is a newer area of town in Milan. It is also the financial capital of the country. The Milan just has so much to offer, and that's why we're spending a bit more time here. So head on down there, check out the parks, and check out all the other stuff that area of town has to offer. And there it is. I told you. You know what? It's a lot to cram into 1 week. I would say for any of these cities, especially Milan and Rome, 3 days minimum if you want to get everything in, if you really want to dive deep into it and enjoy it properly. But, you know, if you're checking off a bunch of things on your bucket list, here's a great way to go ahead and do it. I promised you would come. Here it is, total cost. It's going to be, probably depending on the season, I'm sure prices change for flights, change for trains. Exchange rates, that's in Canadian dollars. It's going to be probably around 2,500 Canadian dollars. Some of the days I would just have one meal a day. So it was a bit cheaper for me, and absolutely you have to know this, super important, that's the cost per person. Okay, here we go. When it comes to booking, let's start with the flights. Those are the major ones, and that's how we're gonna get there, and that's how we're gonna get home. So I use a service called FareDrop. Two of the more famous travel vloggers, Karen and Nate, it's one of their companies. It's incredible. They're just gonna send you deals when they pop up. It's gonna come straight to your email. And the reason why I love using that service so much is the second you click on it, it takes you to Google Flights. That's how I've always found my flights. You search a destination. Usually I'll just punch in where I'm gonna fly from and then kind of check out the area. As you can see, I'm doing that here. It's gonna give you the best deals for each place. So you just click on it and then you go through there and you can decide which flights you want to take, which airlines you want to fly with, and it gives you all those options. Google Flights and FareDrop, great combination. That's how you're going to find the best way to travel to Italy. All right, and now that we got those flights booked, next thing we need to do is get the hotels. All of the stays that I book are all through Hotels.com. They got a sweet point system, so every 10 nights you stay, you get a discount on your 11th, and they just have a lot of options. I don't know, you just come to the search, you type in where you're gonna stay, scroll down here, this is where, you know, where I was circling those kind of center areas we wanna stay in, click this button here where you get kind of downtown. You don't want in vicinity, you want downtown. They have the map, so you can check it against the maps that I was showing you. Just try to find the best deal. You're not going to spend much time at all in these places. Most hotels in Europe, especially in these older cities, are very small anyways. Who cares? Dump your stuff, save some money. As long as they got a comfy bed and a decent star rating, you're off to the races. And of course, last but not least, we've got Rail Ninja. Fantastic website. Use this to get all around Europe when I was there. Just click on it right here. I'll give you a great example. You know, this will probably be one of the first tickets you buy. Type in Rome, it'll give you the Fiumicino Airport here, Roma Termini. So that's the example of the one that you want to do for Rome. You know, like I mentioned the Venezia Santa Lucia, that's the train station that you want for Venice. So again, back to those old videos that we have, the vlogs, the in a day videos, the walking tours. They're gonna be super helpful with giving you all of the other little details that you're gonna need. So thanks for watching. Give us a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the content so that we can continue to keep on providing services like this and keep on creating informative and hopefully entertaining travel videos for you guys to enjoy. So like I said, if you find yourself wanting some more details, well, you can start right here by clicking on this vlog video.